Hey guys, Blackwing2040 here, coming back with another comic book review. So the last time I reviewed a kids game, Teen Titans, a kids game. So now I'm gonna be reviewing the second storyline called Family Lost. Now this particular storyline is a real kick. It's like a real punch in the face. So one of the reasons why it reintroduces a fan favorite Titan and one of the best Titans ever, Raven. So before we continue where we left off, where we kick up at, let's talk about where we left off. The last time we saw Raven, Raven was running from the Church of Blood and she was searching for the Titans for help. So she absorbed Jericho, like she absorbed her and put her in her soul self, and then she got kidnapped by Brother Blood. So that's what happened. But anyway, back to present day time. The Titans are fighting off one of the classic Teen Titan villains, Jericho, Mammoth, and Gizmo. I almost got the names wrong. Yeah, and you will not believe the way Gizmo looks in the comics. Like, he is nothing compared to his TV show counterpart. I mean, he's just a little annoying little bald little kid who's smart. Here he has like a beard and everything. Like, of course he could still take things apart and reconstruct them into something evil, but other than that, I tell you, these characters are completely different or somewhat similar to their TV show counterparts. So after Mammoth and Gizmo got taken back to Alcatraz prison, Starfire gives the new Titans, Superboy, Robin, Kid Flash, and Wonder Girl a rundown of who Raven is. And I won't mind telling you guys who Raven is anyway. So in order to do that, we're gonna have to talk about what really happened to her, and that's talking about her mother, Angela Roth. Now, Angela Roth had an abusive childhood growing up, an abusive father. She ran away from home, and then she ran into this probably abandoned church, and she saw this vase full of water. So she drank some of it, and on the vase was 4 glowing red eyes. And a woman by the name of Tala said it was okay for her to drink it. And so Angela felt like she wasn't alone anymore. She felt like she had a family. So she joins this family, but in other words, it's a cult. So the cult is a devil worship type of cult. And by devil worship, I mean Trigon, the 8th devil, or the devil of DC Comics, pretty much. So Angela becomes the summoner for Trigon. Angela thinks she's seeking love from someone, but what she got was love from Trigon, and by love, she got hurt really, really bad. So, other than that, that's just awful. That's probably the most just horrific thing I ever heard in comics, and this is probably the most horrific storyline or character origin I've ever heard in my life. So Angela runs out having the baby in her chest. So having the baby in her chest, she is found by these beings from Azarath. So she goes to Azarath. The natives there were able to help her, and she was able to release Raven. They were able to release Raven from her chest, but of course she was born with Angela's blood and Trigon's blood, so of course that makes her the devil's daughter. So until then, Raven has always had a hatred for her father, and plus she showed no emotion. So that's just a brief rundown on who Raven is. So right now, Raven is kidnapped by Brother Blood, and this Brother Blood is nothing compared to what we see in the comics. I mean, the past comics from like the olden days, or the TV show Brother Blood. This Brother Blood is actually a teenage kid, and this guy, trust me, this guy is obsessed with Raven, like completely obsessed. he has his own cult called the Church of Blood, and he calls like one of the females mother, and if that so-called mother doesn't do what he says or acts up, he kills her. And by kill, I mean he eats her. Like, this dude is like a complete cannibal. So he eats her, and then whoever is suitable, like whichever female that he finds, he says, "You will be my new mother." I'm like, this guy is nuts. So other than that, the Titans decide to search for Raven because apparently she actually tries to contact the Titans through her soul self. And of course, Cyborg, Beast Boy, and Starfire know how this works because Raven did the same method of contact when she first appeared in the comics. She first asked the Justice League for help. They denied her, so she went to the Titans for help, and they responded. So now, with her being captured, she was able to use her soul self to contact the Titans. Beast Boy turned into a Raven, and Beast Boy was pretty much like the guide to where Raven was. But little did the Titans know they were being followed by Deathstroke, who is not under Jericho's control anymore. But he's not alone. He has his daughter with her. Yes, you heard me right. Deathstroke has a daughter. Her name is Rose Wilson, and she goes by the name Ravager. Now, Rose isn't not what you call like a person who wants to be on Slade's path. In fact, none of the people in Slade's family want to be on Slade's path, except his first son, which I will get to later on in the near future. So Rose was injected by the serum that made Deathstroke who he is. So now she has Deathstroke's special abilities and everything, and she does whatever Slade says. So they're trying to kill Raven, and the reason why they're trying to kill Raven is if Brother Blood marries Raven, demons will reign, and they will kill all the non-believers of Trigon, because the Church of Blood is a Trigon worshipping cult. So the Titans are going to do whatever it takes to rescue Raven by all costs. So Brother Blood bites off Raven's chakra, which is her red gem that she has on her forehead, and trust me, that is not pretty. So he rushes the whole ritual just so he could get married to Raven. Like he's just like a brat. Like, I want to get married now. Let me marry her right now. So the Titans come to Raven's rescue. They get absorbed by her by accident, and they run into Jericho again, who wants revenge on the Titans and Deathstroke. So of course he does the whole body jumping as usual. But as soon as they escape Raven's soul self, Cyborg told Jericho if he wants to take a body, take his. So Jericho jumps into Cyborg's body, but little did he know, with Cyborg being all cybernetics and computer, he was able to put Jericho's body or soul into a file. Into a file. That is amazing. So Beast Boy was able to turn into a parasite and go inside Brother Blood because he swallowed Raven's chakra and was able to get the chakra out. He put it back on Raven's head. Raven returned back to normal, and she rejoined the Titans. Brother Blood and his followers got sent back to the underworld, and now all the demons worship him now. And then apparently he says, "You will be my new mother." Apparently, whoever that person is, who knows. So back on Earth, Raven is proud to rejoin the Titans once again. Beast Boy and Raven have a little reconnecting moment, and she's all the Titans are there to help her, and she fears that if she ever goes nuts, she knows she has the Titans there that will always guide her. Now back with Slade and Ravager. Slade is pissed at Rose for what she done. She was about to kill Jericho, but she hesitated. So Deathstroke is mad at her for not killing Jericho. So Slade said she is nothing like him, but she does the most craziest thing ever. She stabs her eye out. She literally takes a knife and just cuts it out. That's just wow. Just wow. And you could just see at the end of the book, it shows the image of her with one eye just bloody. It's just, man, it's just brutal. But overall, this storyline just reintroduces Raven, reintroduces a new brother Blood. Raven rejoins the Titans, and of course it's a happily ever after at the end. So the storyline wasn't that long. It was very short to describe, and pretty much it was a nice run on for Geoff Johns to reintroduce one of the coolest Titans ever. So kudos to him for bringing Raven back, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So if you guys are thinking about checking out this storyline, just go to your local comic book store and see if they have Teen Titans Family Lost. And if you can't find it, I mean, you guys gotta look everywhere, because this comic is really hard. It's really, really hard to find. Like, even at my comic book stores, I couldn't even find it. So I was lucky enough to read it on my DC comic book app, but I had to read it in the single issues, so I still read the storyline. So if you guys want to read that storyline, look up Teen Titans Family Lost, and whichever comic book store has it, you'll find it. But until then, stay tuned for the next Teen Titans storyline review for the next book, and also stay tuned for a very special video tomorrow. But until then, I am Vengeance, I am Darkness, I am Blackwing. Stay golden.